Cathedral Credit Union is celebrating big. Get up to $81,000 at just 0.8% interest with our anniversary loan. And because Christmas is in the air, we're spreading cheer with up to $60,000 at only 1%. Visit cathedralcutt.com or call 235-6947 today. Cathedral Credit Union. Member-owned, member-focused.
Tutor wants further examination of Tobago SEA results. Pan-Tobago president calls for calm, and beekeeper loses hope as thieves steal his colony. Good evening to you, Tobago. I am Odiko O'Neill, and welcome to the Channel 5 News for today, Tuesday, the 7th of July, 2026. The Trinidad and Tobago Unified Teachers Association Tobago officer Dion Rodriguez is calling for a closer examination of this year's secondary entrance assessment SEA results. The results released on July 2nd showed that 14 Tobago schools performed above the national mean average score, a significant improvement from 2025, when only 5 schools surpassed the average. While welcoming the progress, Rodriguez says the figures do not tell the full story. He believes a deeper analysis is needed to assess the performance of all students across Tobago's schools, not just those that exceeded the national average.
Are just that, and we have to be mindful sometimes when we just go by just using averages, because averages can create what we refer to as blind spots. For example, if I have 3 students in a class and 2 of them scored 100 marks and 1 student scored 1 mark, then the average for that is going to be what, 201 divided by 3, which is about 67. Is that a true reflection as to what took place inside the classroom?
And Tutors Tobago officer is questioning how many students will be required to take or retake the SEA exam. The Education Ministry requires students who score 30% or less of the SEA exam to rewrite it.
What about if we had a situation with the same 3 students in the class and 1 scored 100, 1 scored 5, and 1 scored 15? Then that's 120. The average here is about 40. Is that a true reflection? So sometimes what the mean does is that it provides outliers. What we have to do as a division, what we have to do in the Tobago space is to interrogate the data a little deeper and see what is happening in each school. Did anyone talk about the receipt list? How many students in the Tobago space have to resit the SEA exam because they did not perform as expected and their request to be resit in 2027? These are the real questions and the real, not that I'm playing down. I don't want anyone to misunderstand me. Not that I'm playing down and highlighting performance. We must always congratulate effort. And again, I say kudos to those students, but those individuals and those schools that are lagging behind, we need also to pay attention to those.
Rodriguez also said that Tobago's school's performance fell below the national average.
But when you compare the results, though, from my understanding, when you compare the mean of the Tobago, the overall reflection in Tobago compared to the national mean for each subject, you find yourself in a situation where you're still falling below the national mean.
Rodriguez also said seeking a further examination of the results does not mean tutor is not happy with the students who excelled in their performance. He also congratulated all the students who were successful in the exam. We'll take a break and come back with more news for you shortly.
Credit Union.
You can make your goals unfold, go get it. You can live your dreams on the team, let's do this. You can get the help you need to succeed. Run Credit Union, you can believe that you can achieve it. Today you can live that dream. Pull up to the job and surprise you with Credit Union. Yes you can, yes you can.
Come in and live your best life today with Rand Credit Union.
Welcome to the speed round of getting money right. Let's begin. Name some of the red flags associated with an investment scam.
Pressure tactics to invest.
Correct.
Promise of money if you bring friends.
Correct.
Request for personal information.
Correct. Bonus question. What is the penalty for operating a pyramid or Ponzi scheme?
$10 million and 10 years in prison.
Correct. Well done. The scores are even, so we go to our tiebreaker question. You receive money in your account from an investment company, and they tell you to transfer it to a third account. Does that sound right?
I think about it, and that's not right.
Congratulations, you tinker! Getting Money Right is brought to you by the TTSEC. Visit investigateTT.com to access free learning resources and check the TTSEC for a list of registered individuals and securities. The Trinidad and Tobago Securities and Exchange Commission. You invest, we protect, everyone benefits.
Hey, it's you. Come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah. Total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Welcome back. The central bank says Trinidad and Tobago's foreign exchange outlook remains stable despite the closure of Methanix's Trinidad operations, maintaining that the country is not expected to suffer a significant loss in foreign exchange earnings. The central bank says Trinidad and Tobago's foreign exchange outlook remains stable despite the closure of Methanex's Trinidad operations, maintaining that the country is not expected to suffer a significant loss in foreign earnings. The bank issued the clarification via press release and an infomercial in a daily newspaper after questions were raised about comments made by Governor Larry Hawaii in a July 5th Sunday Business Supplement interview. Responding to a question on how Methanex's shutdown would affect the country's foreign exchange reserves, Hawaii said the gas previously supplied to the company would be redirected to other downstream users. The governor stated that while Trinidad and Tobago would lose Methanex as a customer, the redirected gas is expected to generate a 10% increase in earnings for the receiving companies and the National Gas Company. Hawaii added that based on current prices, the relocation could even result in a slightly stronger foreign exchange position in the short term, with no significant loss of foreign exchange earnings expected. In its statement, the central bank said those comments were based on specific information received from the National Gas Company after it sought clarification on the implications of Methanex's closure. According to the bank, the NGC confirmed that the gas would be allocated to other companies rather than remaining unused, and that the new arrangements are expected to continue into the foreseeable future. The price of fish in coastal communities across Tobago can range from $15 to $35 per pound, depending on the type of fish and where it is purchased. The figures come from the Division of Finance, Trade and the Economy's June 2026 Fresh Fish Price List, produced by the Consumer Affairs Division and published on its Facebook page. For some consumers preparing fish broth, yellowfin tuna remains a popular choice. It is being sold for $25 per pound in Delaford, Plymouth, and Castara, Charlottesville, while in some areas the price can increase to $30 per pound. In Delaford and Charlottesville, the division says fish is priced at $25 per pound regardless of the type. Shark is listed at $15 per pound in Castara, while in other communities the price can reach $25 per pound. The price of fish in coastal areas of Tobago can cost consumers between $15 and $35 per pound, depending on what type of fish is being bought. In Delaford and Charlottesville, the price of fish is constant, no matter what type, $25 per pound. Meanwhile, in Castara, the price of shark is $15 per pound compared to other communities where the price can reach as high as $25 per pound. The Consumer Affairs Unit is reminding shoppers to check that weighing scales are set to 0 before purchasing, monitor the weight displayed before and after fish is placed on the scale, and avoid buying pre-packaged fish. Consumers are also being advised to ensure that they can examine and select their fish and confirm that the quantity purchased matches the price charged. The division says the publication of fresh fish prices is part of its outreach program to provide consumers with updated market information across Tobago. President of the All Tobago Fisherfolk Association, Curtis Douglas, says fish prices in coastal communities remain fair despite prices ranging between $15 and $35 per pound. Douglas was responding to the Consumer Affairs Division's June 26 fish price list. He says the prices reflect the realities faced by fisherfolk, including the costs involved in harvesting and bringing the fish to consumers.
That's totally relatively cheap. Because, I mean, for example, you talking about grouper. If you said grouper goes at 30, and some people might try that 35. So that is a very fair price, to be honest. Given all the reason and gas and etc., nothing has been done to really increase as such. So that's a fair price. And you can get the 22 for 25. You may get dolphin for 25, even, depends on how often you catch it. And you have to remember, there's a lot of seismic surveys that take place, so you may find a scarcity of landing in certain species of fish.
Douglas also commented on the different pricing in different communities.
It all varies because in different communities or where fish, they catch things in a more easier manner and some in a more difficult manner. So it is not a really issue, but the price difference is not any big massive difference as to say, you know. So the consumer affairs probably went and by different ports and you have the different prices.
The ADFA president also commented on the price of shark, but notes that ADFA is monitoring the quantity of sharks in the marine areas of Tobago.
We need to maintain balance. So catching copper is not bad, but to harvest it in a very large manner, like how you harvest flying fish, it will create a real off balance in the marine sector, especially in the fishing industry. But it is a balance, and I haven't seen any increase in killing sharks as such. So there's no need to worry about that.
Tobago President Beverly Ramsey Moore is calling for calm following the charging and subsequent release on bail of 4 panmen from Silver Star's Steel Orchestra. Ramsey Moore is appealing for restraint, saying the incident could create the impression that panmen are at odds with the police. She noted that such tensions are reminiscent of a period in the past when relations between the police officers and panmen were strained. She made the comments during an interview on this morning's I-95 FM radio show where she shared her reaction to the incident and urged both sides to avoid escalating the situation.
Nothing is wrong if a band, you need the band to stop, but you don't just go in front of the band. So one, the approach was not the right approach. That is not how things are done. As a Tobago, we are an events-based organization, and normally they will come to the leader. If we are accustomed working very well with the police officers, we have been doing this for years, and during my term as president, we have never had that kind of thing happening. So it is a shocking thing. And
Tobago president says the incident left her with more questions than answers.
I don't understand it. I am lying on my bed and I am trying to work this out. Why? And then Silver Stars, one of the most disciplined organizations that we have on that in Woodbrook here. No, man. These young guys, students from St. Margaret, Silver Stars put out some of the most brilliant young people, and you are going to go there, walk in the band. So in order for you to stop the band, you knock down our congas, pull away a stick. When we are telling these young people pick up pan sticks instead of guns, when we are using the panyards as safe and sacred spaces for social and positive transformation of lives, that is not right.
Mass band Berkeley Carnival Revolution has issued a statement expressing its support for the players involved in the incident with police at the Queen's Park Savannah. The band said it condemns what it described as the unnecessary use of force in the situation, and it believes that it could have been resolved through dialogue, mutual respect, and the proper channels. The incident occurred at approximately 2 a.m. in the North Stand area of the Queen's Park Savannah. According to reports, plainclothes police officers approached the pan side and instructed the players to stop playing. The situation reportedly escalated when officers grabbed the drummer's sticks and knocked over instruments. 4 members of the group were arrested, charged, and later released on bail. One person was taken to hospital for medical attention. The band says it remains in support of the players and is calling for the matter to be addressed through appropriate processes. Charges in connection with the fatal jet ski accident at Pigeon Point Heritage Park could be laid as early as this week. Senior Superintendent of the Tobago Division, Rodhill Kirk, says additional information requested by the Director of Public Prosecution has been submitted, paving the way for further action. The development comes nearly 3 months after 7-year-old Angelica Jogi was killed while swimming with her family in a cordoned-off designated safe bathing area at Pigeon Point Heritage Park on April 8, 2026. Police say the jet ski operator allegedly breached the restricted zone and struck the child before leaving the scene. The operator was later arrested at his home along Canaan Feeder Road, but was released pending further investigations. The incident has renewed concerns over the regulation and enforcement of the watercraft activity in Tobago's coastal areas. It was not the first time a watercraft was linked to an incident resulting in injuries. In response, the THA passed the Tobago Marine or Maritime Parks Bill on April 23, 2026, during a special sitting of the Assembly, a date which coincided with what would have been Angelica's 8th birthday. The legislation seeks to prohibit the use of watercraft in designated maritime areas and establish regulations for their operation in other zones. However, some provisions of the bill have faced resistance from stakeholders concerned about aspects of its implementation. Authorities say the focus remains on improving safety measures while ensuring accountability for those who breach maritime regulations. Senior Superintendent Rodhill Kirk says arrests are imminent as police continue their investigations into the July 5th robbery, assault and abduction of a 36-year-old laborer at his home in Bonaccord, Tobago. The victim, identified as Noble Taylor, was allegedly attacked and taken from his Kilgwin Bay Road residence before being abandoned at Pigeon Point Road. According to police, Taylor was asleep when he was awakened sometime between 10:30 a.m. and noon by 3 men known to him. Investigators say the men attacked him with a cutlass, striking him several times about the head and body. Police say the assailants questioned Taylor about a spare gun and a gas tank before removing a 50-inch television valued at $6,000 from the premises. The television was later thrown to the ground. Taylor was then forced into a white wagon and taken away, while the assault allegedly continued. The vehicle was driven to Pigeon Point Road, where the suspects released him and escaped. Officers responded to a distress call and transported Taylor to the Scarborough General Hospital, where he was treated and later discharged. Police say investigations remain ongoing. A beekeeper loses hope as thieves steal his colony. That story and more when we come back.
Cathedral Credit Union is celebrating big. Get up to $81,000 at just 0.8% interest with our anniversary loan. And because Christmas is in the air, we're spreading cheer with up to $60,000 at only 1%. Visit cathedralcutt.com or call 235-6947 today. Cathedral Credit Union. Member-owned, member-focused.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Escape to elegance at Le Chateau Suites Tobago. Gated privacy, breathtaking villas, unforgettable memories, where Caribbean dreams become reality.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
A Goldsboro beekeeper is still trying to recover after thieves stole his entire bee colony, leaving his apiary shut down. Garrick Wilson says around $40,000 worth of bees, boxes, and stands were taken in May. 2 months later, he says police have made little progress in solving the crime. Wilson believes the theft was carefully planned. He says whoever carried out the operation would have needed protective bee suits and smokers to calm the bees before removing them. Wilson has been a beekeeper since 1989 and has earned international recognition for his work. His apiary placed third at the National Honey Show in London, one of the world's largest and most prestigious honey competitions. Now he's hoping the investigation will bring answers and help him rebuild what he has lost. Wilson says he would often be away from his apiary for up to a month at a time, and was during one of those absences that the bees were stolen. In 2025, he produced approximately 300 gallons of honey, most of which was sold in Tobago. He says the theft represents a major setback, especially as apiculture has the potential to contribute to foreign exchange earnings. Wilson is hoping those responsible are caught, warning that the type of lawlessness could negatively impact the growth and development of the beekeeping industry in Tobago. CARICOM heads of government have agreed to support Trinidad and Tobago's proposal to seek legal guidance from the Caribbean Court of Justice on issues surrounding the reappointment of the CARICOM Secretary General. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says the decision was taken during the CARICOM heads retreat on July 6th, where Trinidad and Tobago maintained its objections to process used for the Secretary General's reappointment. The Prime Minister proposed that the matter be referred to the CCJ under Article 212 of the revised Treaty of Chaguaramas, which allows CARICOM to request an advisory opinion from the Court of the interpretation of the treaty provisions. Persad-Bissessar welcomed the support of fellow regional leaders, describing the decision as consistent with CARICOM's commitment to good governance, transparency, and stronger regional institutions. She said the referral will provide legal clarity on the treaty provisions governing the appointment process and help strengthen the community's decision-making framework. The Prime Minister also praised CARICOM Chairman and St. Lucia's Prime Minister Philip J. Pear for helping regional leaders reach consensus and move forward in unity. The CCJ's advisory opinion, once requested, is expected to provide authoritative guidance on the interpretation of the treaty, although it will not determine the outcome of the appointment itself. Meanwhile, Martinique has officially taken its seat in the Caribbean Community CARICOM for the first time, following its ascension as the organization's 7th associate member. The French Overseas Territory participated in the opening of the 51st regular meeting of the Conference of Heads of Government in St. Lucia. Its associate membership took effect on June 16th after the completion of the ascension process. CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett formally welcomed Martinique to the regional bloc during the opening ceremony. President of the Executive Council of Martinique, Lechmi, said membership marks the start of a new phase of regional engagement. He said the priority now is to translate the achievement into stronger business partnerships, investments, and economic cooperation. And now for a look at our weather forecast for tonight. Increasing atmospheric instability. Tonight, fair with a light breeze and the isolated shower. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, slightly hazy and breezy, at times windy with occasional showers or periods of rain. There is a medium 40% chance of some heavier showers and the isolated thunderstorm during morning. Night will be settled with a light breeze and the isolated lingering shower. Mid-Saharan dust concentration, so persons sensitive to changes should take the necessary precautions. Gusty winds and street flash flooding may occur during heavier showers or thunderstorms. Seas moderate, winds east to southeast 10 to 50 kilometers per hour. Waves in open water up to 2.5 meters. In sheltered areas 1.5 meters, choppy in or near heavier showers. High tides is at 9:45 a.m. and 10:09 p.m. Low tides is at 3:48 a.m. and 3:47 p.m. Sunrise is at 5:45 a.m. and sunset is at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow's temperatures should reach a maximum of 29 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. Let's recap tonight's headlines. Tutor wants further examination of Tobago SEA results. Pantrambago president calls for calm, and beekeeper loses hope as thieves steal his colony. And that's where we leave you tonight here on Channel 5 News. On behalf of our news team and our technical crew, I am Odika O'Neill wishing you a good night.